everybody, Aaron here. Welcome to day 3 of the 12 Days of Anime, which if you haven't seen the title already, today we're looking at the best adventure of 2017. Now, some of these genres did give me a little trouble, of course, obviously, but for the adventure one, hands down, Made in Abyss won it without a doubt. Now, I think a lot of people, when you saw Made in Abyss, the posters of it, or maybe just the coming attractions of it, you didn't think very much of it. Depending on what you saw, they really were pretty strong with not showing too much to kind of reveal things to people. But when you saw that first episode, and it only took the very first episode to realize something about the show, this show is not your typical adventure story. Even though it has cute characters, cute art, etc., it's very violent. It's a seinen show that has, psychological themes to it. It has grotesque amounts of horror at times. It even has these things where people explode. There are scenes where people literally get delimbed or eaten by creatures. The list goes on. It was a very mature show, to say the least, but that's what blew me away by it, because when you first saw it, like I said before, you didn't think that. You thought, oh, it's just going to be a cutesy adventure story, They explore this kind of whimsical world, maybe that just opened up in the middle of the earth, whatever. No, you start finding out the more intricate parts of the story, where you find out that the Abyss was like this living entity of sorts, where you have literally different biospheres living within the Abyss. You have creatures where you have the sky upside down. You have so many things that are in this Abyss, and you wonder how the hell can any place like this exist on the Earth. It was so crazy to say the least, but it was so mystical also. When I saw the show, I was legit watching every episode of this 13 episode show and loving it. I don't think there was a single episode of the show that I disliked, to be honest with you. And maybe going back to my reviews, I would find maybe some small nitpick here and there, but at the end of the day, I think I gave this show almost a perfect score, if not a perfect score, because honestly, it deserved it. It was one of those shows that really just blew my mind of the 2017 season of general. But what was interesting though was, if you look at the studio, I think it's let me actually just make sure I pop it up real fast. It's Cinema Citrus, which they do Black Bullet. They do, I know, Barakuman, and I know they do several other shows. You don't think that this would be something that they would do, because it's not an anime original, mind you. It's a manga. It's based off a manga series, but it's just interesting the way that this show is done, because it doesn't seem like their type of show. Black Bullet, yes, as many people know, it's a show that's about the post-apocalyptic world, and kids being infused with the virus, and adults being infused and turning into creatures, etc. But even that was more tame than Made in Abyss, where Made in Abyss has kids getting just blown apart at times. It's crazy. It's very visceral, but I love visceral shows because I think that, we are an audience that is mature. We don't want stuff that's always for kids. We want stuff that's, interesting, that can kind of pull us into a world. That's why Lord of the Rings is a series, for example, and it's kind of not anime, obviously, but Lord of the Rings, when you watch it, it appeals to every audience. You could be a teenager, you can be an adult, etc., and still love it, because it has this different theme of it, where it has whimsical elements to it, but it also has a mature storyline that you can follow. That's what Made in Abyss did so well, that it kept you intrigued no matter what, even though you had the art style being the way it was. And I'll say, honestly, it was one of those shows when I was watching it that I was thinking to myself, what could it do better from next week? Could it even get better than the next week, And I would always be like, oh shit, that happened next, or that happened, I was always just left awed. And it's very rare shows do that, because as many of you know, I've seen a lot of anime, and not too many shows ever give me that kind of feeling of, I was surprised by this, or, oh, I saw that happening. It's more so, most shows you see that and you're like, I already expect it, but it'll still be a good show, whatever. Made in Abyss always kept throwing stuff at me that I just never expected. I never had an idea of what was going to happen next, or I can make, kind of thoughts on it and be like, maybe this will happen, and then find out I was completely wrong, or, be somewhat close to being right. It's just that's that great element to a show that really surprises you and grips you at the same time, is that you don't want to be 100% right, because you would feel like that would be kind of a spoiler to yourself, but at the same time you want to see what the show can do. And I think Made in Abyss kept us interested, all of us, watching it if you really got into it. Anyways, guys and girls, I have tomorrow's episode already planned out. I hope you guys enjoy that. Let me know in the comments what you think of these 12 days of anime. I'm actually going to stop recording when I get to the 4th video, because I want to see your guys' feedback, and this way I can kind of gauge what I should be doing, if I should do anything different with these or whatever, because that's what these things are meant for, for in general. I want to see your opinions on them. I want to see what people are reacting to and how you guys like it. I figured you know, there are a lot of different things people are doing. People are doing top 10 lists. People are doing AMVs, etc. I want to do it where, you know, I'm talking about the shows that interest me the most this season and why, etc. And, you know, hopefully you guys enjoy that. If you don't, let me know in the comments. It's okay. You can feel free to tell me. It's not a big deal. Anyways, I will see you for day 5, hopefully. Yeah, I'll probably stop, like I said, today, and then I'll do day 5, or I'll stop with day 4, which is, you know, tomorrow, obviously, and then I'll go to day 5. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great one, everyone. God bless you all. Bye-bye.